Hello everybody. Today we are going to continue the first topic we had started earlier. The name of the topic we have started, that is rocks and soils. What we have studied by the time, that is the definition of soil, definition of rock, and we had started various properties of soil. There are three kinds of properties. Let us see the kinds of properties. The kinds of properties are physical properties, chemical properties, and biological properties. Now, in these properties, the physical properties we had started that in these physical properties, the first property we had studied, that is the texture of soil. Now, in this texture of soil, what we have studied, let us take a review in brief. Physical properties. In these properties, first, that is a texture of soil. Soil texture, here we have studied that this texture depends upon sand, silt, and clay. These sand, silt, and clay, these are called as soil separates. Now these soil separates means they separate the soil, and this separation of soil is on the basis of total content of the soil. If there is more sand, then it is a sandy soil. More sand means if it is sand percent is more than it last time. Then we have also studied structure of soil. In this structure of soil, it is a particle size. This depends upon the particle size. Means if the size of particle is different, that gives a different properties. For example, here there are different laminar soil, prism like. In this there are two: prismatic structure, columnar structure. In block like, there are again two kinds of structures: angular blocky, subangular blocky. And in a sphere like, there are again two kinds: granular and crumbly. These things we have studied. Now let us go to the third physical property, that is a bulk density. Now this bulk density, this depends upon pore spaces in the soil. There are pore spaces. Pore spaces means the empty spaces in the soil. And in these spaces, there are micropores and macropores. So space between two soil particles, that is called soil aggregates, means the layers of soil, that is the macrospores. So specific gravity depends upon this bulk density depends upon pore spaces and the specific gravity of soil also. So if there are more spaces, if the amount of pore spaces is increased, that will decrease the specific gravity. So bulk density, there are again two kinds of density: bulk density and density. Now bulk density means it is the total soil along with pore spaces, that is called bulk density. Pore density means only soil. If we remove air from soil, that becomes, when we remove air from the soil, whatever remaining that is a particle density. So bulk density uh, is density. Then soil color. Here in this case of soil color, this depends upon many factors. Soil, then it also depends upon the iron content, manganese compounds present in the soil, organic matter present in the soil. If more organic matter present in the soil, that becomes more dark soil. If there is more iron compounds, then it becomes red soil. Likewise, but color of soil is very important, because when the soil is dark colored, black colored, then that soil is very fertile soil. So that kinds of soil, colors of soil, we will see later on. Now another that is the fifth physical property of soil is soil temperature. Now this soil temperature, whether the soil is warm or cold, that decides the soil temperature. Now this the temperature of soil should be 27 to 32 degrees centigrade for proper growth of soil. If the soil is the temperature is less than 27 degrees centigrade, then the growth will be slow down. If the soil temperature, the again the growth will slow down because of more warmness, more temperature. So the question is that can we control soil temperature? Yes. If the atmospheric condition, we can irrigate the soil, so temperature will come down. If the temperature is very less in the cold seasons, soil also becomes cold. In that case, we have to burn stubbles, we have to burn crude oil in the soil and make a fumigation. Fumes are made, smoke is made, and that will become, the soil will become warmer because atmosphere becomes warmer. Again, we can then hoeing between the two rows of crops, then the soil will become warmer, and in that and there will be proper growth and development of microorganisms which are helpful for growth of plant. The another physical property of soil, that is a plasticity. Now plasticity means what? Suppose uh, suppose for example you take plastic paper, plastic sheet, plastic carry bag, and when we pull the plastic carry bag, plastic, that changes the shape, that will become elongated, we can increase the length, and here we do it without rupturing the bond, plastic bond in the soil. So that is called plasticity. So what happened, that what is the use of this plasticity property of soil? Suppose we are plowing. When we plow, the soil gets opened, but when we stop plowing, it doesn't take original size. So in case of plastic, when we pull it, it increases the length. When we leave it, that remains in the increased position. The same thing is there in plasticity. Another physical property of soil is soil consistency. This is the resistance of soil given to the um, mechanical stress. So this is called soil consistency. Soil consistency means it is a consistent. Suppose the soil is hard, then it is difficult for plowing, harrowing. If the soil is soft, it is easy for plowing and harrowing. Means in the soft soil, in the soil where there is less consistency, physical operations can be done, or the agricultural practices can be done very easily. That is a consistency. Then, so these are the different physical properties of soil. Let us check it out. One, physical texture. Second, physical structure. Third, soil color. Fourth, soil bulk density. Fifth, that is plasticity. And sixth, soil consistency. Now let us go to chemical properties. As we have studied just now, there are three kinds of properties: physical, biological. Now in these chemical properties, these properties depend upon soil pH. What is the pH? You have studied in chemistry. It is a negative logarithm of hydrogen ion concentration. That is called soil pH. So chemical property of soil means whether the soil is acidic, soil is alkaline, or soil is buffer or neutral. These things depend upon soil pH, also depend upon cation exchange capacity, also depends upon organic carbon content. So these three things, mm, chemical properties of soil. What is that? Soil pH, cation exchange capacity, organic content. If there is more organic content, means what you call farmyard manure or organic manure, then it will make the soil warmer and it will bring the soil in good physical condition. Means the soil pH is almost close to neutral. If there is more chemical fertilizer, soil becomes more and more acidic. So soil pH, so this soil pH, let us go in detail. Now in this case of soil pH, what happens that the concentration, this depends upon the soil pH depends upon the concentration of hydrogen uh, or hydroxyl oils, hydroxyl ions in soil. Now there are, we can roughly say alkaline and third is basic, that is means neutral. Now when the pH of soil is below 7, means going towards 1, means it is 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, like that. It goes on increasing acidity of soil. If the pH that it increases alkalinity. If the pH is 7, then the soil is neutral. But it is generally not found. Neutral soil is not found. Why not found? Because things are there. Then cation exchange capacity. This is a chemical property of soil. So what happens in this property? This is the capacity of soil to exchange cations that those are present in surrounding medium, that is known as cation exchange capacity. Now what happened that to let us go in very brief about what happened that every nutrient has a particular charge, negative charge or positive charge. Every has either negative or positive charge. When we apply soil, the chemical, the nutrient present in the chemical fertilizer, if it is having positive charge, it is attracted to they come together, and that nutrient is fixed with attached with soil particle. So in that way cation exchange takes place. Cation exchange capacity, then very earlier and on maximum quantity the nutrients can be absorbed in the soil. Then organic carbon, it is also a chemical property of soil. Now this organic carbon is made available in the soil through different sources, all organic sources, all plant parts, dung of animals, urine of animals, or any organic material like residues, crop residues, anything which can decompose, that is called organic carbon. That decompose and produce organic carbon. So organic, if more there is more organic carbon, then soil is more neutral. So the pH of soil for good health of a crop should be always 6.5 to 7.5. Remember this. Means the maximum crop production takes place or more production takes place when the pH of soil is between 6.5 to 7.5. So this organic carbon means organic fertilizers are to be applied maximum in the soil. Come to the third, biological properties of soil. Now in these biological properties, We have studied physical and chemical properties. Now in these biological properties, which things are there? This depends upon microflora and microfauna present in the soil. Microflora uh, means all kinds of micro animals. Micro animals means all kinds of insects, all uh, such insects which cannot be seen by naked eyes. Different kinds of bacteria, they are all come under microfauna. When this proportion is there, or when this depends, what is the quantity of microflora and fauna, that decides biological property of soil. So for example, bacteria, algae, fungi, they also decide the biological properties of soil. Now when there is more quantity of FYM or organic matter in the soil, that helps in microorganism, activities of microorganisms. If activities of microorganisms are more, then that soil is more useful for plant growth. We know that rhizobious bacteria, azotobacter bacteria are present, which helps in nitrogen fixation in the nodules which are present on the plant. So microorganisms are the part of biological property of soil. Then again, in this biological property, metabolism, how metabolism takes place, that also decides this property. Then the nutrients are to be made available in the soil. So these are the biological properties of soil. So here the physical properties, biological properties, they are not separate, but they are mixed with each other, and we cannot separate them. Otherwise, there will be no proper functioning of soil. So that you have understood. Once again, there are three kinds of properties of soil. One, physical properties. Second, chemical properties. Third, biological properties. Now, functions of soil, next lecture. Thank you very much. See you then.